59.
Hang on, I'm just gonna...
20. I'll be the lady who will be the Lord when we are ruled by the love of one another. Who'll be the lady who will be the Lord in the light that is coming in the morning? Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say. Labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock and I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. All shall be ruled by fellowship, I say. All shall be ruled by the love of one another. All shall be ruled by fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Bull and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock and I'll carol like a lark in the light that is coming in the morning. Well, if that hasn't pissed the neighbours off, I don't know what will.
Harmonies. Maud Butler had a brother in the army,
And so she made her way to Sydney town.
at 17 she knew her mind.
She wouldn't just be left behind.
And so Maud tried to join the army. What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. A lovely farmer's daughter from old Curry town. She tried to sign on as a nurse, they turned the poor girl down. She bought herself some soldier's gear, cut her hair and dried her tears, and climbed up a rope to board a transport. What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. 3 days in a life raft without a bite to eat, till bold as brass she walked the decks, the sailor boys to meet. An officer saw her walking about, her boots were wrong, they found her out. Poor Maud was put ashore in dear old Melbourne. What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. Only 2 months later Maud was back on board again. Another attempt to see the front in the company of men. I'll do my bit to help the war, she said when she was back on shore. I just want to be a soldier. What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. This young girl's an example to all of those who shirk. While others would have given up, Maud Butler went to work. A lesser girl would have had enough, but Maud was made of sterner stuff. So raise a cheer and sing of Miss Maud Butler. Hooray! What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. What will we do with Maud Butler? She dresses as a soldier and she wants to go to war. She jumped a ship to cross the foam, better than any stay at home. The prettiest little soldier boy the army ever saw. The prettiest little soldier boy.
Maud Butler. Lovely.
By John Thompson. The lovely, lovely John Thompson.
That's
Late,
grand,
great.
Ah.
Excellent.
So,
Your turn.
Good friends from whom we soon must part, where are we bound? Your hands and voices lift my heart. Here is my home. Come, darkness, come, light. Where are we bound? Come, morning, come, night. Here is my home. For those who work in harmony, where are we bound? We'll learn to live in unity. Here is my home. Come, darkness, come, light. Where are we bound? Come, morning, come, night. Here quite psychic. Whoa, oh.
Gives me the tingles.
What song are you going to sing?
What would you like to sing?
I don't know. What do you want to sing?
What should we sing?
Why are we sounding like this is a conspiracy?
Come on then.
All right.
Who starts? Do I start?
You start. So we have had one sing together, Emily and I, since our last gig, which was the very fabulous Folk the Patriarchy gig, put on by Madam.
It's great.
It was fabulous.
Brilliant gig.
At the start of March 2020. And so our rehearsal consisted of us going, what? Do I sing the harmony or the melody? Do you sing now or not? Let's just play the CD.
There comes a time in a single's life when friends are settling down.
They're getting married, having kids. They're moving out of town.
Oh no. So what to do?
To find a mate.
To have a go myself. Somebody suggested to internet to climb down off the shelf. I've had a go at Tinder. I've tried my hand at Match. Okay, Cupid, don't be stupid. Where do I find my catch? I tried to flirt with Roger. I've battered my eyes at Matt. I've met every Tom, Dick and Harry. My efforts have all fallen flat. Peter was getting quite desperate, so eHarmony was his game. He answered the questions and surveys, but forgot to put in his name. So Rachel suggested speed dating, but 3 minutes is never enough. It's far too infuriating to sift through the bluster and bluff. I've had a go at Tinder. I've tried my hand at Match. Okay, Cupid, don't be stupid. Where do I find my catch? I've tried to flirt with Roger. I've battered my eyes at Matt. I've met every Tom, Dick and Harry. My efforts have all fallen flat. Elite Singles gave Liz a good challenge. She met a young man named Rick. Turned out he quite liked taking photos, which starred his old coin collection. So she turned to LinkedIn for some solace and tried to apply for a job. But Rick was there ready and waiting with plenty more pics of his coins. I've had a go at Tinder. I've tried my hand at Match. Okay, Cupid, don't be stupid. Where do I find my catch? I've tried to flirt with Roger. I've battered my eyes at Matt. I've met every Tom, Dick and Harry. My efforts have all fallen flat. Dave checked out Guardian Soulmates, but it turns out he's too cheap to pay. So he stalked his fair maiden on Facebook. But good news, the pub's on the way. I've thought about Christian connections, but they might not forgive me the lie. I do like to be a good sinner. Oh God. Oh Jesus. I cry. I've had a go at Tinder. I've tried my hand at Match. Okay, Cupid, don't be stupid. Where do I find my catch? I've tried to flirt with Roger. I've battered my eyes at Matt. I've met every Tom, Dick and Harry. My efforts have all fallen flat. So when you're single in your 30s, or 40s, or 50s, or more, I've tried young and old, shy and bold, skinny and fat. Enough of that. I've had it. I'm done. No more crap. I've had a go at Tinder. I've tried my hand at Match. Okay, Cupid, don't be stupid. Where do I find my catch? I've tried to flirt with Roger. I've battered my eyes at Matt. I've met every Tom, Dick and Harry. Oh, fuck it, I'll just get a cat! Almost remembered all the words.
Almost.
No, we
Almost.
did. There were no pauses anywhere.
So is it entirely COVID's fault for the lack of rehearsal?
Yeah, and the fact that Marilla ran away to Australia and didn't come back. Denise says sea shanty.
Oh.
But we had a sea shanty discussion earlier in which we didn't come up with a
We
sea
didn't
shanty.
Oh, they call me Hanging Johnny. nobody. So hang, boys, hang. Well, the first I hung me granny. Away, boys, away. Well, the first I hung me mother. Away, boys, away. Me sister and me brother. So hang, boys, hang. Well, the next I hung me granny. Away, boys, away. Why, I'd hang the Holy Family. So hang, boys, hang, and we'll all hang together. Away, boys, away. We'll hang for better weather. So hang, boys, hang. Well, I never hanged for money. Away, boys, away. But just 'cause hanging's so bloody funny. So hang, boys, hang. A rope, a beam, a ladder. Away, boys, away. I'll hang yous all together. So hang, boys, hang. Oh yes, they call me Hanging Johnny. Away, boys, away. But I never hung nobody. So hang, boys, hang. The way they used to do this in the old folk clubs is people would queue up and just sing shanties and shanties and shanties till the queue ran out, and you'd go back to join the queue if you'd still got a shanty that hadn't been sung.
Wow.
Yeah. You got a shanty?
We could do.
You've sung a song about the sea. Well, Butler, she went on a boat. That's sea related.
Yeah.
We could do a sea shanty.
We could do.
A land shanty.
A land shanty.
I can't remember the word.
Anyway, for all
She's
the
done this
women,
intro before on this show as well. It's just
for all the women what got left out of the history books, this is for them. Pain and sorrow, trouble and strife, all just part of a settler's life. Weave and spin in the dust and tin, spare a thought for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life, hey ho for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life, hey ho for the settler's wife. Shearing sheep will break your back, pass it on to the settler's jack. Keeping house while the settler's out, wondering if he will ever come back. Hey ho for the settler's jack, hey ho, will he ever come back? Hey ho for the settler's jack, hey ho, will he ever come back? Clear the scrub and till the land, see the callus on the settler's hands. She cooks for 4 and she eats for 2. She doesn't get much with the settler's band. Hey ho for the settler's hands, hey ho for the settler's band. Hey ho for the settler's hands, hey ho for the settler's band. Going to the bank after fire and flood, a bullet through the skull of the settler's stud, sifting through the ash and the dust and mud, all but covered in the settler's blood. Hey ho for the settler's stud, hey ho for the settler's blood. Hey ho for the settler's stud, hey ho for the settler's blood. Pain and sorrow, trouble and strife, all just part of a settler's life. Weave and spin in the dust and tin, spare a thought for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life, hey ho for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life, hey ho for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life, hey ho ho for the settler's wife. Hey ho for the settler's life. Hey ho for the settler's wife.
Weird.
See, it's not fair you taking the low harmony. Suddenly I'm having to sing above Marilla. It's just not.
I go low.
When you go low, I go high.
Sea shanty, land shanty.
Air
Air shanty.
Ooh.
Come take a trip in my airship. Come take a trip round the stars. Come take a trip into Venus. Come take a trip into Mars. No one to see while we're kissing. No one to see while we spoon. Come take a trip in my airship. We'll visit the man in the moon.
Who's that walking miles for water? Who's that sweatshopping all day long? In the hot south, in the cold north, who are these proud and strong? These are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing bride. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. From the workbench in the back room to the benchmark on the bed, from the mad mothers to the peace campers, who are these seeing red? These are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing bride. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. Watch the fathers and shake their bargains while their wives stand round and weep. But we are singing as we're dancing. We are no man's to give or keep. We are Rosa's lovely daughters. We are no man's blushing bride. We are Rosa's lovely daughters, and we will not be denied. We wear trousers or short skirts as we please. We walk at night together in the middle of town. We are free spirits taking the night back. We are wildfire across dry ground. We are Rosa's lovely daughters. We are no man's blushing bride. We are Rosa's lovely daughters, and we will not be denied. Yes, we are Rosa's lovely daughters, and we will not be denied. Wonderful, Rob Johnson. Wonderful song.
It's a fine song, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's not about politics. This is about singing.
This is about singing.
And not about ranting, because I could be here for many hours.
Bound together through the land, keep the spirit, keep the way, brother, sister. system make a stand. Unity will win the day. Raise your banner high, strength to strength and line by line. Unity must never die. Raise your banner high. Those who stand in face of strife, those who stand for liberty, fight to win a better life. Fight to keep the future free. Raise your banner high, strength to strength and line by line. Unity must never die. Raise your banner high. Though the struggle brings us pain, though the struggle brings us tears, ours will be the final gain. We will hear the victory cheers. Raise your banner high, strength to strength and line by line. Unity must never die. Raise your banner high. Raise your banner high, strength to strength and line by line. Unity must never die. Raise your banner high. Ah, John Tams. That man could write a song. Are we going to sing about unions then?
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's do, since we're on unions for a moment.
But there was the one you said when you first singing, when you start singing the sing around. Yeah, yes. That one.
Miner's life,
Miner's life is like a sailor's,
board a ship
to cross the waves.
Every day
his life's in danger.
Still he
ventures being brave.
Watch the
rocks, they're falling daily.
Careless
miners always fail.
With your hand
upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale. Union miners stand together. Do not heed the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale.
You've been docked
and docked again, boys.
You've been loading
2 for 1.
What have you
to show for working
since your
mining days are gone?
Worn out boots
and worn out miners,
lungs of stone
and children pale.
Keep your hand
upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale. Union miners stand together. Do not heed the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale. In conclusion,
bear in memory, keep the
password in your mind.
God provides
for every worker.
When in
union they combine.
Stand up tall
and stand together. Victor for we will prevail.
With your
hand upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale. Union miners stand together. Do not heed the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages, and your eye upon the scale. in mind, and stand together. Do not heed the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. Woo! Woo!
Holy
We've been going for just over 50 minutes and I worry that we've peaked too soon. We'll now all drink water and hydrate like mad. So, shall I sing something?
yes.
She went down last October in a pouring driving gale. The skipper he'd been drinking and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to Dreamer Rock and she was struck a mortal blow. And the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. And the groan she gave us, she went down, it caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter'd rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge. Oh, we've done it wrong.
Yes, you did.
And those who loved her best and knew her with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise. I might have to leave halfway through this. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel could they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and met a sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we had to go. But we talked of her all winter, some days round the clock. For she's worth $250,000 afloating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. And those who loved her best and knew her with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, all spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 dives a day in a hard hat suit and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we've patched her rents, stopped her bedstock hatch and porthole down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and watch the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. And those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. For she'd saved our lives so many times, living through the gale. And the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, though your heart it be broken and life about to end. No matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name it be broken and life about to end. No matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. So yeah, Emily was trying to sing the Cthulhu version. Would you like to explain the Cthulhu version?
Oh, Piers took me to a filk con, and somebody sang.
Wait, leave it open.
No matter what you sacrifice, a dog, a cat, a friend, like the elder god Cthulhu, rise again. And I cannot get that out of my head.
That's brilliant.
Every single time. Every single time. How does it go?
How'd it go? Have you heard of Flying Isaac? Is that too high for you?
Probably a little
Yeah.
bit, but let's find out.
But this is written by Sally Ironmonger and Brian Carter about a real person in the 1750s.
If you don't know the lovely Sam who's just requested this song, I recommend you look up his drunken version of this because it's wonderful.
And also all his other music, which is also very wonderful.
Ovs.
Have you heard of Flying Isaac, the Queen of New Brompton? She was the sailor's joy. She'd ask him for a shilling and she would be willing with a captain or a cabin boy. She'd take him to a churchyard, she'd lie down on a tombstone. The Chatham girls' romance. When she'd satisfied their cravings, she would have away their savings without a second glance. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Do you want to buy a lady a glass? Well, the landlord of the Crown said he didn't want a custom. She had no means to pay. She said she'd pay in kind, but he kicked her behind and told her, just go on your way. But she was unbowed as she turned to the crowd like a ship that was in full sail. She was hard to handle, she'd become a bloody scandal, so they put her in the jail. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Do you want to buy a lady a glass? When Flying Isaac came before the court in all her glory to pay for her disgrace, the judge sat way up high and she looked him in the eye and said, don't I know your face? Well, the courtroom was amused at the sight of the accused watching old Judge Brown's shame. She got off with a warning and was on the street next morning playing the same old games. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Do you want to buy a lady a glass? Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what do you know? Do you want to buy a lady a glass? All you've got to do is ask. Rella.
The wonderful Flying Isaac. A lady of folklore and newspaper articles from Chatham. Kitten! Kitten!
Baby cat, baby cat. We may have just triggered Emily here.
It's alright. It's all good.
Oh,
You know,
the rain, it rains all day long. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley. And the northern winds, they blow so strong. Bold Riley, oh, has gone
There's two of them.
away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, bold Riley, oh, bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, we're outward bound from the Bengal Bay. Bold Riley, oh, bold Riley. Get bending, me lads, it's a hell of a way. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. should point out that it was outward bound for the Bengal Bay. I actually sang from, but the rest of the song doesn't make sense if that's what actually happens. Oh, the anchor's weighed and the sails are all set. Bold Riley, on bold Riley, and them Liverpool girls will not forget. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, cheer up, Mary, don't look lone. Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley, come white stocking day, you'll be drinking rum. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Oh, the rain, it rains all day long. Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley, and them northern winds, they blow so strong. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Christ, what would that sound like if we rehearsed it?
Better.
Wow!
There's a pounding in the city and a beating in the air, and a foundry making cold steel, you can hear it everywhere. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer. All day and all of the night, the men have all gone marching. We'll see who knows when. So the women here will keep the factories running until then. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer. All day and all of the night, there's me and my 3 sisters and 7 cousins too. And my old mother will mind the kids while we our duty do. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer. All day and all of the night, we sing as we are working that Tipperary song, depending on each other till the working day is done. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer. All day and all of the night, it's the sound of the heart of Sheffield, it's the arm that's never still. And I bet my heart will stop before that hammer ever will. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer.
hear the drop hammer. all day and all of the night. There's a pounding in the city and a beating in the air, and a foundry making coal, still you can hear it everywhere. Hear the drop hammer,
Hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer, all day and all of the night. Hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer,
hear the drop hammer, all day and all of the night.
Moving right along.
Yes.
To
Yes.
Sheffield Maid.
In the back. Do I sing the tune or do you sing the tune? Oh. I think you sing the tune.
I think I do.
Yeah, well, I don't.
This is written by Alec Thompson.
In a back reach of Sheffield, on the banks of the Don, lies the cold, quiet grave of a giant long gone. In that dark, silent pit, there once turned a wheel, bringing power and life in the city of steel. Oh, but where are those days when wheel after wheel ground out Sheffield's edges and shone Sheffield steel? When no man worth his trade lacked a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shone Sheffield made. Then the forgemen and grinders worked the power of the wheels, and the names of the masters found fame far afield. So when the great bridge of Brooklyn, New York, was conceived, they sent out to Sheffield to furnish the steel. Ah, but where are those days when wheel after wheel ground out Sheffield's edges and shone Sheffield steel? When no man worth his trade lacked a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shone Sheffield made. But the wheel it turned round and fortunes turned down. The forgers fell silent, they were pulled to the ground. And the cold men of money turned their gaze overseas, and an old iron bag smote the city of steel. Ah, but where are those days when wheel after wheel ground out Sheffield's edges and shone Sheffield steel? When no man worth his trade lacked a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shone Sheffield made. For if then I heard of a man with a star-spangled dream, to breathe back new life to that tired old stream, on a dank river bank where the work was long gone, to build a new Brooklyn bridge striding over the Don. And I thought of those days when wheel after wheel ground out Sheffield's edges and shone Sheffield steel. When no man worth his trade lacked a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shone Sheffield made. For if the great bridge of Brooklyn could stride o'er the Don, what more might we see from those days we thought gone? Might the forgemen, the grinders, the buffers return, and might new little masters trade blades with the world? Might we see bright new days when wheel after wheel grinds out Sheffield's edges and shines Sheffield steel? When no woman worth her trade lacks a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shine Sheffield made. Might we see brand new days when wheel after wheel grinds out Sheffield's edges and shines Sheffield steel? When no woman worth her trade lacks a good Sheffield blade, and the knives of the gentry all shine Sheffield made.
Yay!
Would you like to sing a song, Piers?
I suppose I should, yes. Probably a song without a chorus, maybe, or something. Something a bit quieter. I didn't think he played the game. He didn't like the odds. We used to laugh and take the piss of all those jammy sods who would win and say the money wouldn't change him. He's only bought a lucky dip. He's only bloody won, and 18 million quid these days will buy a lot of fun. And he tells the press the money will not change him. And he's bought himself a yacht, he's always wanted one of those, a Lamborghini and a wardrobe full of fancy clothes. And he smiles and says the money hasn't changed him. And he sometimes comes to folk clubs with a custom-made guitar, but all that he can play is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So in that respect the money hasn't changed him. And he's traded up his girlfriend for a model all tits and smile. She's a mercenary beauty and she drags him up the aisle, and she tells him that the money hasn't changed him. And I haven't seen him for a year, maybe it's been 2. He doesn't live round here these days, he never passes through. But I'm sure he thinks the money hasn't changed him. I think that's called Small Change. Thank you very much to the Nitronomicon in chat and Chris Manners for cooking that name up. That was good. Are we doing our solo spots? Is Marilla going to sing some good solo now?
Solo? You do.
My name is Dodge, but then you know that it's written on the chart there at the foot end of my bed. They think I'm blind, that I can't read it, but I've read it every word, and every word it says is death. So confession, is that the reason that you came? Get it off my chest before I check out of the game. Well, since you mention it, well, there's 13 things I'll name. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. August 49, North Montana. The hottest day on record, and the forest tinder dry. Lightning strikes in the mountains. I was crew chief at the jump base. I prepared the boys to fly. Pick the drop zone. C-47 comes in low. Feel the tap upon your leg that tells you when to go. See the circle of the fire down below. 15 of us dropped above the cold Missouri waters. Gauge the fire, I'd seen bigger, so I ordered them to Side Hill, and we'd fight it from below. We'd have our backs to that river. We'd have it licked by morning, even if we took it slow. But the fire crowns jumped a valley just ahead. There was no way down. We'd have to fight that slope instead. Too big to fight it. Run for the rocks above instead. Flames one step behind, above the cold Missouri waters. Sky had turned red, smoke was boiling. 200 yards to safety, death was 50 yards behind. I don't know why, I just thought it. I struck a match to waste high ground.
us running out of time. Tried to tell them, step into this fire I set. We can't make it, this is the only chance we'll get. But they cursed me, ran for the rocks above instead. I lay face down and prayed above the cold Missouri waters. And when I rose like the phoenix, in that world reduced to ashes, there were none but two survived. I stayed that night, and one day after, carried bodies to the river, wondered how I'd stayed alive. 13 stations of the cross to mark their fall. I've had my say, I'll confess to nothing more. I'll join them now, since they left me long before. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri shore. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Oh, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, we're bound away, cross the cold Missouri.
With optimum distraction.
Bloody cats!
Mountain climbing kittens in the background. Well done.
Absolutely.
Because I couldn't keep a straight face.
Cats. Don't work with cats.
Now sitting calmly as if nothing ever happened.
So, who me? I didn't do anything. I didn't climb
Who me?
all
No.
over the camera, under the camera, across all the cables.
All over the wicker fucking
press some
basket that made so
buttons.
much noise.
Oh, don't you think it's away from my water?
Sally!
Obviously, the logical thing would be don't let the cats in. But where's the fun in that? Can we do a gospel-y one?
Yes, go Piers, go.
Oh, right, okay.
Tree. The one about the tree. I like the one about the tree.
Which tree? What tree?
Book of one we do.
We do, yes. Do you mean the one about the cabin?
Yes.
Oh, right, that's all
About
right.
the tree, right?
No. Oh, it's in the chorus. There is a tree in the chorus. Right, okay.
Didn't invite us here to get told off, did it? It's fine.
Gospel.
Opera.
Shan't,
Okay.
won't, don't want to.
There's temptation of saying something completely different. You know, that just to
Do it.
throw you off
Do
your
it. Another
stroke.
one about a tree.
Another one about a tree.
I can.
Yeah, I know.
Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land, in the shade of the tree of life, that it may ever stand, where I can just hear those angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me... It's Marilla going to stand up and do this now. It's just...
Oh!
I'm going to start again, because suddenly the thought of Marilla imitating a tree is just... Why don't you make like a tree and leaf? It's taken an hour and a half. It's taken over an hour and a half for us to get to this point where we just collapse with a giggle. Which, given our previous record, is pretty good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Sorry.
Everything's good.
All shall be well, and all shall be well.
Root words.
And all manner of things shall be
We've
well.
got some root words. Just some root words. We'll do root words next.
There are no root words.
What?
Lift up your hearts, Emmanuel's friends, and taste the pleasure Jesus sends. Let nothing cause you to delay, but hasten in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Our conflicts here, though great they be, shall not prevent our victory, if we but march and hope and pray like soldiers in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. No Satan may his powers employ our happiness for to destroy, yet never fear we'll gain the day by marching in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Ye valiant souls, for heaven contend, remember, glory is at the end. Our God will wipe our tears away when we have run the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And far beyond this mortal shore we'll meet with those who have gone before, and shout to think we've gained the day by marching in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Yes, I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul.
Absolute terrors.
Mayhem. Sorry about the lack of tree.
We got one verse in.
Survive somehow.
Do you want to sing the song about the power station?
Tinsley Pots.
Oh, heck. Yeah.
That would be good.
Can we sing the song about... Yeah, that's doable.
The song of the power station.
There was something missing this morning. Right, okay.
Do I start with a tune or do you axe my toes? Right.
Have you got them both?
Something I'm missing this morning.
I'll go and kick them out.
The canal I walked round. The breeze it were colder, blowing over my shoulder. But the old Tinsley pots had come down. Come down, come down. The old Tinsley pots had come down. For 70 years they'd been up there, standing 250 foot high.
An aesthetical love, but not doing no harm. Between the horizon and sky, and sky, and sky. Between the horizon and sky. They opened up Meadowhall car park, and the motorway closed on that day. And thousands joined in as the count did begin, and the pods they awaited their fate, their fate, their fate. The pods they awaited their fate. The crowd held their breath, it was silent, before one loud crack and a fall, and a sad distant rumble as the pods took their tumble. But a big concrete finger stood tall, stood tall, stood tall. A big concrete finger stood tall. 'Twas the North Tower standing for Northern. Take that to your power plant, boys. But one more ignition to complete demolition. And the finger come down with no noise, no noise, no noise. The finger come down with no noise. As the dust settled over the viaduct, the crowd they all cheered, then stopped. They'd been there so long, now this skyline had gone, and we thought of the memories we'd got. We'd got. We thought of the memories we'd got. We called them the gates to South Yorkshire. No seafront, no big fancy dome. Now we've cancelled our trips on planes and on ships, for fear that we'll never get home. Get home, get home. For fear that we'll never get home. Come down, come down. The old Tinsley Watts have come down. Come down, come down. The old Tinsley Watts have come down. Ooh.
Space is big, really, really big. From Earth to the stars is very, very far. If we got into a rocket ship and blasted off at a mighty clip, we'd be up at the end of the trip, 'cause space is big. Space is big, really, really big. From Earth to the stars is very, very far. If we got into a rocket ship and blasted off at a mighty clip, we'd be up at the end of the trip and blasted off on a mighty clip. Space is big, it's really, really big. Space is big. Space is big.
It's been a long day.
I need to actually have you teach that to me properly.
Really, really big. From Earth to the stars is very, very far. If we got into a rocket ship and blasted off at a mighty clip, we'd all be old at the end of the trip, because space is big.
Ah, right, thank you.
Probably be dead at the end of the trip, but that's okay.
Shh. No, well, there's the whole question of if you were travelling at relativistic speeds, you'd all be young at the end of the trip, and everyone else would be old. So you'd all be old at the end of the trip. But it just, I mean, it's written for primary school kids.
Yeah, the song doesn't flow
and
well.
Special relativity in primary school kids is probably, unless they're very, very gifted and talented, is probably a bit much.
Probably a bit much for me too.
Are you looking at your repertoire list and working out what the hell you're going to sing?
She was used, she was abused, she never knew she was a victim. A drunken father's pleasure before she was half grown. Her ma ignored, but she endured until one night in anger she broke a bottle on his head and launched out on her own. And you will think that she's your Polly on the shore. She'll be your mother or your sister or your. And she'll be waiting till you're safely out of view. Then she's looking for another sailor, gullible as you. She headed down to Sailor Town,
began her education.
Polly knew the only way to win was fighting back. She learned the ropes and fleeced the dopes and dreamed of her station. She kept half of everything she ever stole from Jack. And you would think that she's
your Polly on the shore.
She'll be your mother or your sister or your whore. And she'll be waving till you're safely out of view. Then she's looking for another sailor gullible as you. When the crimp said her ma was dead, she wished she could cry, as rumours of a drunken murder spread to Sailor Town. But Pa went free with drunken glee, so Polly had him shanghaied. He woke up on a hell ship, Yokohama bound. And you would think she's your Polly on the shore. She'll be your mother or your sister or your whore. And she'll be waving till you're safely out of view. Then she's looking for another sailor gullible as you. Now Polly dines in finest wines, she is quite the lady. She owns almost everything in dirty Sailor Town. And Polly fires and Polly fires and Polly says what may be. Oh, but the baby Polly can't forget enough to settle down. And you can think she's your Polly on the shore. She'll be your mother or your sister or your whore. And she'll be waving till you're safely out of view. Then she's looking for another sailor, gullible fishman or whaler, looking for another sailor, gullible as you. And you can think she's your Polly on the shore. She'll be your mother, your sister or your whore. And she'll be waving till you're safely out of view. Then she's looking for another sailor, coaster fisherman or whaler, looking for another sailor, gullible as you.
We both of us put that one in the different repeat.
Never mind.
It could be fine.
Nice. Oh, I like that.
One day we might rehearse that and actually do it the same.
What?
I know, right? Ooh. Bloody hell, that would imply...
What?
Has
that got something to do with funerals? Hearse.
Yes, we'll get in a hearse twice. We'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. We'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll brew a pot of tea for my old man. I'll brew a pot of tea for my old man. It's the tea for him and the grounds for me. And water for the laddie with the trousers on. We'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. Sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll brew a peck of malt for my old man. Brew a peck of malt for my old man. It's the malt for him and the hops for me. And beer for the laddie with the trousers on. We'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. Sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll make a slice of toast for my old man. I'll make a slice of toast for my old man. It's the toast for him and the crumbs for me. And butter for the laddie with the trousers on. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. Sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll leave an empty nest for my old man. Leave an empty nest for my old man. It's the nest for him and no sign of me. I've run off with the laddie with the trousers on. We'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. Sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. Sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. Kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. I'll sit upon the gate until the tide comes in. And I don't give a pin if I never kiss again. Kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. I'll kiss the bonny laddie with the trousers on. What was the cake verse?
I don't remember. Cake, cream. There was cake and cream.
Cake, cream, yeah.
I don't remember what the other one was in the middle of the cake and the cream.
Well, I reckon I did all right, having never heard that before.
Well, it's all right because we had to make up the tune for it. It's in Folk Songs of the Upper Thames, described as being to a popular step dance tune. And we didn't know what the popular step dance tune was, so we made something up that sounded like it might be a step dance tune.
I read you a step to that.
Yeah.
Black is the colour of my true love's hair. His lips are like some roses fair. He's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon he stands. I love my love, and well he knows. I love the ground whereon he goes. I wish the day it soon might come, that he and I might be as one. For black is the colour of my true love's hair. His lips are like some roses fair. He's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon he stands. I go to the Clyde for to mourn and weep, for satisfied I never can be. I'll write him a letter, just a few short lines, and I'll suffer death 1,000 times. For black is the colour of my true love's hair. His lips are like some roses fair. He's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon he stands, and I love the ground whereon he stands. I thought you were going to join in.
Round goes the... If I didn't have any voice before, I now will definitely not have a voice at the end of this.
Here we go.
Round goes the wheel of fortune, don't be afraid to ride. And there's a land of milk and honey waits on the other side. There'll be peace and there'll be plenty, you'll never need to roam. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home. fine array do prosper night and morn, whilst we unto the fields must go to plough and sow the corn. The rich may steal the power, but the glory is our own. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. The summer of resentment, the winter of despair, the journey to contentment is set with trap and snare. Stand true and stand together, your neighbour is your own. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. The frost is on the hedgerow, the icy winds do blow, whilst we poor weary labourers stride through the sleet and snow. Our hearts fly up to glory over where the larks do go. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. So pass the glass around and let the toast flow free.
Free toast!
Here's a health to every labourer, wherever they may be. Stand true and stand together. Your name. Is that right? I can never remember. Fair wages now and ever. Let's reap what we have sown. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home.
At least there are only 3 voices doing that, not that sort of. At the Killam, it kind of just gets a sound wave, and we all get louder and louder.
Yeah, that big loud standing wave in that room.